A pleasant good morning, and welcome to the Monday's edition of the program, the Local Dailies, right on Kear Radio, FM 95.9. This program highlights the front and back pages of the papers, including the editorial, equally talking points that affords you the opportunity to have a say. And today is Monday, April 7, 2025. I am Princess Kamara, your presenter. And quickly, let's run for a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you details of the Local Dailies right on Kear Radio, FM 95.9. Many thanks for rejoining. All of you watching us online on Facebook, Kear Radio, FM 95.9. I can't leave a comment. Definitely, we're going to read them. And so quickly, let's bring you the front and back pages of the Local Dailies right on your favorite program, the Local Dailies on Kear Radio. And so quickly this morning, our first stop is the Heritage newspaper. The Truth is our guide, volume 28, number 355707, April 7, 2025. And this paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. Heritage, the Truth is our guide. And right at the front page of the Heritage, to accelerate Liberia's energy revolution, NOCA, TGS, and OPEC deepened a strategic partnership. And you have the photograph of officials right at the front page of the Heritage newspaper. And still at the front page, in Sierra Leone, the cross-border deal, Minister Yumane secures medium for Liberia. In Sierra Leone cross-border deal, Minister Yumane secures a medium for Liberia. And you have the photograph of Liberia's Minister of Internal Affairs, Princess Kamara, right at the front page of the Heritage. And still at the front page, Senator Amara Corning warns of economic pain for Liberia. Senator Corning warns of economic pain for Liberia. And right here you have the photograph of Senator Amara M. Corning right at the front page of Heritage. The Truth is our God. And we moved at the back page. We as faculty car prompted Lexus purchase. We as faculty car prompted Lexus purchase. Discloses press secretary. We have the photograph of presidential press secretary right here. Well, folks, still at the back page of the Heritage. To strengthen national health security, and still launches EBS guidelines. To strengthen national health security, and still launches EBS guidelines. Uniland are set to transform Liberia's agriculture as MOA signs MOU. And you have the photograph of Uniland Group Chairman, Mr. Lee Van Turk, and Agriculture Agriculture Minister, Dr. Alexander Anuta, right at the back page of the Heritage newspaper. And still at the back page, a Buakai government secures 285 yellow machines, saves Liberia over 20 million. Buakai government secures 285 yellow machines, saves Liberia over 20 million. And our next stop this morning is the Hot Pepper newspaper, our volume 8 and number 11618. A motto we too belong, April 7, 2025. Monrovia, Liberia, and this paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. And right at the front page of the Hot Pepper, protest loans made Molu street vendors and petty traders collaboration. Protest loans made Molu street vendors and petty traders collaboration. And you have the photograph of former CDC Mobile K. Molu Jr. along with street vendors and petty traders. And still at the front page of the Hot Pepper newspaper, and we moved at the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper, we too belong. Right at the back page, Alliance the Test. Acts in global tracking and maritime solutions contract negotiation. Alliance detects in global tracking and maritime solutions contract negotiation. Alliance of pro-democracy and civil society organizations. Still at the back page, Enfield launches surveillance guidelines. And you have the photographs of participants during the launching ceremony right at the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. Still at the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper, PUL establishes expert working committee for World Press Freedom Day celebration. PUL establishes expert working committee for World Press Freedom Day celebration. And you have the photograph of the President of Liberia, President Julius Kanuba, right at the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. And quickly, we run for the editorial of the Hot Pepper newspaper. We too belong. Alleged student violence faces stern criticism. Student activism has come under strong drastic measure. Criticism from the political opposition. Congress for Democratic Change, a Council of Patriots, that's the CDC-COP, has issued a strong demand to the University of Liberia, President Dr. Lady Mamprian, calling for the immediate expulsion of students allegedly involved in the recent violent attack at the Liberia Football Association. And that's the editor right here for the hot pepper newspaper, We Too Belong. And this morning, our next stop is the In Profile Daily. In all that we do and write, in all that we report, come what may and no matter what, Liberia first. And this is volume 17, number 93, April 7, 2025. And this paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. So you can get a copy of it right here. And right at the front page of the In Profile Daily, a code of conduct violation hunts top officials. A code of conduct violation hunts top officials. You have the photograph of LPRC Managing Director Amos Sweat, along with Labour Minister Councillor Cooper Crab, Robert Abesman, right at the front page of the In Profile Daily newspaper. And still at the front page, over Mason Median, Agriculture Ministry under fire. Over Mason Median's Agriculture Ministry under fire. And you have the photograph of the Agriculture Minister, Alexander Luther, right at the front page. Still at the front page, Eugene Namwe criticizes UP government as CDC policies not reversed. Eugene Namwe criticizes UP government as CDC policies not reversed. And still here at the front page, you have the photograph of Eugene Namwe right here. Press Secretary justifies purchase of Lexus vehicle. Press Secretary justifies purchase of Lexus vehicle. You have the photograph of the press secretary along with President Joseph Boakai, and the two vehicles are purchased right at the front page of the In Profile Daily. In all that we do and write, in all that we report, come what may and no matter what, Liberia first. And quickly, we moved at the back page of the In Profile Daily, volume 17, number 93. A beer mountain accused of exploiting Liberia's wealth. Beer mountain accused of exploiting Liberia's wealth. You have the photograph right here of the mining company. Miss Liberia first runner-up suspended. Miss Liberia first runner-up suspended. Also, you have the photograph of the first runner-up, Miss Kindness Wilson. Dr. Dine condemns Councillor Gonglo, says he's become contradictory. Dr. Dine condemns Councillor Gonglo, says he's become contradictory. You have the picture of Dr. Kadikra done right at the back page of the In Profile Daily. And still at the back page of the In Profile, LMP launched a nationwide vehicle inspection. Ministry of Transport, LNP, launched nationwide vehicle inspection. You have the photograph of both institutions captured right at the back page of the In Profile. Court charges man for murder. Court charges man for murder. Also, the photograph of defendant Princess Kamara is right at the back page of the In Profile Daily. And our next stop is the Analyst of Volume 26, number 109. And this paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. And right at the front of the Analyst, corruption is the enemy within. Councillor Bromskin raps lawyers on how corruption steals nation's soul, desecrates law and justice. Corruption is the enemy within. Councillor Bromskin raps lawyers on how corruption steals nation's soul, desecrates law and justice. We have the photograph of Councillor Charlene Bromskin right here at the front page of the Analyst for those who strive for better Liberia. Still at the front page, defining a movement for the Lord. Verity says, Supreme Court ruling in Bill of Information will rebuild Liberia public trust. A defining movement for the Lord. Verity says, a Supreme Court ruling in Bill of Information will rebuild public trust. You have the photograph of Musa Hassan Verity right at the front page of the Analyst. And still at the front page, we are totally in charge of CDC. Eugene Namwe says, claims Bwaka not in charge of UP. We are totally in charge of CDC. Eugene Namwe says, claims Bwaka not in charge of UP. You have the photograph as well of Eugene Namwe right at the front page of the Analyst. And we move at the back page. A Jetty SRC are not responsible. SRC, that's Jetty Salala, a rubber corporation, not responsible. Independent probe funds propaganda, the misfire in Boama Bolo case. Independent probe funds propaganda misfire in Boama Bolo case. Still at the back page. 20 years of fruitful investment. A Metal Liberia celebrates a solid imports and made dire challenges. 20 years of fruitful investment. And you have the photograph of the CEO of a Metal Liberia, Mr. Makia De Maui. That's Mary, right at the back page of the Analyst. And still here, the back page, accelerating Liberia. Accelerating Liberia's energy revolution. NOCA, TGS, and OPC deepen strategic partnership. Celebrating women's leadership and unsung heroes. Councillor Moriah Yekula couple host the Fireside third annual event celebrating women's leadership and unsung heroes. And quickly, we run for the editor, the Analyst, healing Matters people sensitive investment. Mental Liberia, formerly popularly known as Mental Steel, has been celebrating its 20 years of investment in Liberia, in addition to showcasing its own achievements of the last 2 decades. Liberians, both government officials and ordinary citizens, have been exalting what everyone is calling its impactful, discriminate support to the Liberian society. This feat is a strange narrative in the Liberian investment for host communities or affected population, as well as governments of Liberia. And that's it for the editorial right in the Ananas newspaper. And this morning, we move to our next stop, the Liberian investigator in pursuit of truth and integrity. The Liberian investigator in pursuit of truth and integrity. Volume 1, number 040. And this paper is sold for 50 Liberian dollars. Monday, April7, 2025. And right at the front page of the Liberian investigator, Yellow Machines deal reawakens. A new chapter of the same controversy in different clothing. Yellow Machines deal reawakens. A new chapter of the same controversy in different clothing. You have the photograph of the president and vice president, along with the earth-moving equipment right at the front page of the Liberian investigator in pursuit of truth and integrity. And still here at the front page, corruption is the enemy within. As the 2025 by convention, Councillor Charlene Bromskin condemned judicial corruption and urged Liberia's legal community to restore integrity to the justice system. You have the photograph of Councillor Charlene Bromskin right here. Let's forgive so and the curse can end. Let's forgive so the curse can end. At the sight of her father's brutal murder, the Silu is Yata Ado returned with a call for unity and healing. You have the photograph of the former president's daughter right at the front page of the Liberian investigator. Still at the front, Moe takes a shoot at Joel. Moe takes a shoot at Joel. And we move at the back page of the Liberian investigator in pursuit of truth and integrity. Jubilee FC rolls back to top flight after 2-year absence. Jubilee FC rolls back to top flight after 2 years absence. And still at the back page of the Liberian investigator, Benetta Ure concludes a successful escorting trip in Ghana. And quickly, we move to the editorial of the Liberian investigator in pursuit of truth and integrity. Yellow machines won't fix Liberia without transparency. As the yellow machines roll back into the center of Liberia's political discourse, we find ourselves once again confronted by a familiar national dilemma development pursued without transparency, governance conducted by informal handshake, and a government asking its people to trust before verifying. The Liberian investigator acknowledges that Vice President Jeremiah Cohen has been commended in some quarters for reportedly renegotiating a 3-year budget. He has renegotiating a better deal, one said to be significantly cheaper and structured across a better deal. And that's the editorial right here for the Liberian Investigator. This paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. And we move to the Verity newspaper, volume 2, number 08, Monday, April 7, 2025. And this paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. The Verity newspaper at the front page, corruption in judiciary, Bromskin decries desecrated legal system. Corruption in judiciary, Bromskin decries desecrated legal system. You have the photograph of Councillor Charlene Bromskin along with a lawyer right at the front page of the Verity newspaper. Not receiving my benefits, former Vice President breaks a silence. Not receiving my benefits, former Vice President breaks a silence. You have the photograph of the former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor along with President Joseph Newman Boakai right here. A failed promises activists has rebuked AML, a settlemental Liberia. Police issue wanted notice for individuals. Police issues wanted a notice for individuals. You have the photograph of Gregory Coleman right at the front page of the Verity newspaper. And let's move at the back page. Ombudsman finds 20 public officials. Ombudsman finds 20 public officials. A Ministry of Mines investigates mining agents. Ministry of Mines investigates mining agents. A fake doctor exposed as LMDC, Liberian Medical and Dental Council, rescues injured boy. Fake doctor exposed as LMDC, rescues injured boy. You have the photograph of the child right here with his hand in a bandage right next to a plastic chair right at the back page of the Verity newspaper. Senator Cornyn criticizes U.S. sweeping tariffs. Senator Cornyn criticizes U.S. sweeping tariffs. And quickly, let's bring you the editorial for the Verity newspaper. Public officials must be held accountable without exception. It's nothing shameful that 20 high-ranking public officials entrusted with serving the Liberian people have collectively defied law for summons from the office of the Ombudsman. Their blatant disregard for legal processes, ethical obligations, and public trust demand swift and unapologetic condemnation in a democratic yearning for transparency and accountability. Arrogance and contempt for the rule of law cannot go unpunished. And that's the editorial for the Verity newspaper right here. And this paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. we move to the Inquirer. The Inquirer of volume 38, number 56, Monday, April 7, 2025. This paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. And right at the front page, Liberia begins a critical internet cable redirection. Liberia begins a critical internet cable redirection. The law condemns judicial impunity and calls for stronger laws against corruption. The law condemns judicial impunity and calls for stronger laws against corruption. You have the photograph of Maserati Senator Abraham Darrows DeLong. Association of Female Lawyers of Liberia wants more females on Supreme Court's bench, calls broadcast attention to Women Chief Justice. Association of Female Lawyers of Liberia wants more females on Supreme Court's bench, calls broadcast attention to Women Chief Justice. And still at the front page of the Inquirer, NOCA, TGS, and OPEC deepens strategic partnership on energy revolution. And we move at the back page. Women face marginalization in Liberia. A Japan ambassador observed. Women face marginalization in Liberia. A Japan ambassador observed. And you have the photograph of the Japan ambassador right here, Ambassador Edward Appleton. Reverend Abakanga celebrates 95 years of life service to humanity. You have the photograph of Senator Pro Tempore Father Abakanga right at the back page of the Inquirer. And quickly, let's run for the editorial. A government must pay attention. The recent case of Sam Wolobai, a man accused of impersonating as medical doctor and charged with manslaughter following the death of Samuel P. Corley, raises serious concerns about the accountability of healthcare practitioners, the importance of proper medical licensing, and the safety of patients within Liberia's healthcare system. According to a report, Wallaby, who's not a licensed medical practitioner, administered an unauthorized surgical procedure on Samuel Corley, who had been diagnosed with appendix and hepatitis B, a decision that would prove fatal. And that's the editorial right here for the Inquirer. And our last stop this morning, folks, is the front page Africa. I right at the front page of this paper, volume 18, number 064, number 64, and sold for 40 Liberian dollars. Front page Africa. Former VP Taylor reveals alleged mistreatment and unfulfilled benefits after Black Icon transition and bandering the former VP. Still at the front page, the government rejects Chinese offer, reportedly seeks EcoBank for financing for 22 million yellow machine, seeking funders. And you have the photograph of the Vice President, Jeremiah Kwon, and some officials are right at the front page. And quickly, we move at the back page, a bidding farewell to a patron. And so quickly, let's run for this break. If we come back, we bring you details of our talking points right on Kear Radio, FM 95.9. Thanks to all of you watching. Livadino dos Santos Cocopo Jr. says, I'm following. Akoma Sagaman also following. James T. Walkway also following. And you can also leave your comments. But definitely, we're going to read that. Thanks to all of you watching us online. Let's take a short break to be right back with details of our talking points. Well, folks, thanks so much. Let's now bring you our talking point right here, and it's from the front of page Africa. Former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor has publicly shared the alleged mistreatment she faced following the inauguration of President Joseph Human Boakai and Vice President Jeremiah Kwon in January 2024. In an exclusive interview on Spoon TV Live's one-on-one with the CEO on Sunday, Taylor described how after the government transition, she was reportedly denied access to state vehicle and security detail, both of which she was entitled to as a former vice president. Taylor recounted that following the inauguration, she was left without a vehicle for 45 minutes as the new administration had instructed her to turn over all 6 vehicles she had used during her tenure to the incoming Vice President Jeremiah Kwon. I waited for 45 minutes because I didn't have a vehicle to take me home. The new government had told me that I did not have to use the vehicles again. Taylor explained, I had to be driven home in a private car without any state security. Beyond the lack of transportation and security, Taylor expressed frustration over the delay in receiving her benefits, including her post office salary as a former vice president. Despite her efforts to reach out to President Joseph Boakai, Senate pro tempore, and the relevant authority, she has received no communication or compensation. Absolutely nothing. I'm still receiving nothing as well as a senator, not as a vice president, Taylor says. I have written the president, Senate pro tempore, and the authorities responsible, but nothing has happened. When asked about the loss of the Coalition of Democratic Change, CDC powered in the 2023 elections, Taylor attributed the defeat to poor communication about their administration's action. Regarding the current Boakai-Kwon administration's performance, Taylor was critical, assigning the government a grade of just 50% for its efforts in the first 1 year and 3 months. Folks, that's our talking point. What do you make of the former vice president's statement, alleging that she's yet to benefit since the Boakai Kun's administration? The former vice president Taylor alleged that following the inauguration, she was left without vehicle for 45 minutes as the new administration had instructed her to turn over all 6 vehicles she had used during her tenure, leaving her with none. What do you make of that? Do you think it's right for former leaders to always voice out their disenchantment due to lack of benefits? What do you think is the reason most officials are abandoned? Benefits are not given. Let's hear from you. You can call us on 0777 959 959 0880 982719. Let's hear from you. What do you make of the former vice president's statement? What do you make of the former vice president's statement alleging that she's yet to get our benefits since the Boakai Kun's administration? The numbers to call 0777 959 959 0880 982719. Let's hear from you quickly. Yeah. Hello?
How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm okay. How you doing? Morning.
Yes, morning.
Yeah, morning. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, morning. You live. Your name and where you join us from?
My name is Joel W. Robertson. I'm joining you from Dagestan.
Okay, Joel. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, I heard the former vice president yesterday. I think things talk.
Mm-hmm.
It is not right what they doing to her.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Brother Hilton left our citizen took care of me. But now they turn back to the former vice president. But we should remember they will not remain there forever. The next government are coming. They see what be done to them too. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Keep following us. Thank you. What do you make of the former vice president's statement alleging that she's yet to benefit since to get benefits since the Boakai Kun's administration? Do you think it's right for former leaders to always voice out their disenchantment due to lack of benefits? What do you think is the reason? Let's hear from you. Keep the calls coming on 0777 959 959 or better still 0880 982719. You listen to the vice president alleging that she's yet to get benefits since the Boakai Kun's administration. What do you make of that? Former Vice President Taylor alleged that following the inauguration, she was left without vehicle for 45 minutes as the new administration had instructed her to turn over all 6 vehicles she had used during her tenure, leaving her with none. What do you make of that? Most of our leaders, former leaders, always voice out disenchantment. Some of them complain, they cry. What do you think is responsible? Crying or asking for benefits. Do you think is right? Let's hear from you this morning. 0777 959 959 0880 982719. Let's hear from you folks. And this is the program, the Local Dailies, right on Kear Radio, FM 95.9. And this program highlights the front and back pages of the papers, including the editorial, and affords you the opportunity to have a say as well. So let's hear from you this morning. What do you make of it? Do you think the vice president should be denied vehicles? Let's hear from this quarter. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm okay. Kind of walk away from your monitor, please.
All right. My name is George Donald.
Uh-huh.
And I call from
Okay, George. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, I hear you saying the vice president is crying.
George, can you walk away from your monitor, please? The feedback is, please. Thank you.
Am I okay now?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, continue.
I hear you say the former vice president is trying to file that
Yeah.
now benefits and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when these things happen, it's sometimes when you reflect of the past.
Okay.
I'm wondering, you know, as vice president, how did you handle in there? But everybody was crying and saying that she had given their job to her family and friends in the political party that made her. And today she's crying for God. She should have had rules to have control or disposal. The issue of the presidential card, our country right now has serious financial issues. I guess she will be reasonable to understand that the government is trying to get things done, they're trying to build rules and other infrastructure. So she understand it as it is. Well, what goes around comes around. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Quickly, let's see whether we can get this one. Okay, good morning. Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, you live. Your name and where you join us from?
Princess Kamara from New Jersey.
Okay, let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, you know, Jewel is not just a former vice president, but she's been a former first lady and a former senator. So you, the journalists who are investigational journalists, who have to do the groundwork to find out whether what she's saying is true.
Okay.
You should bring the government concern. I think that's what I want to see.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, folks, keep the calls coming on 0777 959 0880 What do you make of the former vice president's statement alleging that she's yet to get benefits since the Buakai Combs administration? So let's take this one quickly. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
My name is Kear TV. I call from Johnson.
Okay, let's hear you.
Okay, I love the English you spoke. Government vehicle. Government vehicle is not belonging to a particular person, it's belonging to the Liberian government. So the government has the right to retreat all vehicle for all former workers, all former worker employees of government. The woman being vice president, first lady, all those senators, she should have her own property. Like vehicle, and she get more than that. So what belongs to the government belongs to the government.
But she served the country.
No issue.
She served the country also. So there are benefits that she needed, and up to now she's yet to get some of those benefits.
So for the benefit, they can discuss that for things that have to do with vehicle. You're not belonging to her. If for the Liberian people, for the government take it.
Take it and abandon her right there for 45 minutes. You listen to her. She said 45 minutes. She was left with no car. So, folks, that's it right here. Yeah, let's keep the calls coming. What do you make of the former vice president's statement alleging that she's yet to benefit from since the Buakai and Combs administration? What do you make of that, folks? Do you think it's right for former leaders always voicing, they always come out to express themselves disenchantments due to lack of benefits? We saw that during former President George Weah past governments. What do you think is responsible? Let's hear from you. Let's keep the calls coming on 0777 959 959 0880 982719. Let's hear from you. What do you make of the former vice president's statement alleging that she's yet to benefit since Buakai Combs administration took over? This is the program, the Local Dailies, right on Kear Radio. And let's run for this one. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Alfonso Joe, and I'm calling from my district 11 excellent member of the CDC regular intellectual medicine. Thanks for affording me the time and opportunity this morning. It's highly demeaning and it is disheartening. I mean, sympathy with the former vice president. It's like or incidentally restrained over the period of time because we have gone for let's say 1 year plus, and she have not that car or it was recent time was in also is election. No longer go back. How will you get a benefit for someone and you putting it? You have it. All past president deserve what they deserve. Don't go against the person because maybe you like them. What you like them say, well, the fact belongs is that what belongs to Caesar, please give it to Caesar for the benefit of not for one but the sake of Mama and God, it may be any one of us to follow the particular position. If it is federal government and they will.
Okay. We hope you call back. Making some points. And let me acknowledge some of you following quickly. And Budget People Party says, did they give President Joseph Boakai his benefits during the CDC-led government in the past 6 years when he was former VP in the LA region? Let the former VP just back on the Rebel JMB and apologize so they can see reasons to give her benefits. Oh yeah, I keep the comments coming, and that one is from Budget People Party. Thanks to all of you watching us live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube as well, Kear Radio. All of our handles, we are live. Just search for us on Facebook on Kear Radio FM 95.9. The Kear is Kear. Let's see whether we can still take a few calls right on 0777 959 959 0880 982 719. What do you make of the former vice president's statement alleging that she's yet to get benefits since Boakai Kung's administration? The former vice president Taylor alleged that following the inauguration. Okay, let's. Wow, can you walk away from your monitor, please? The feedback. Hello. Okay, let me run for this one. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Good morning. You're live. Your name and where you join us from?
My name is Tornado S. Fire, calling from Kensington Street.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah. The VB, when they were in power, they don't know that one day the green leaf and the dry leaf. The dry leaf was coming down, the green leaf was laughing. But the dry leaf said that you will not live there forever. They know that they are 6 years, 6 good years. They are not giving the former VP his benefit. Why she start crying around for benefit? You don't have no benefit. You don't have no benefit. What's going around must come around.
So what do you think is responsible? All times we have officials, former government, former president, vice president, and expressing disenchantment due to lack of benefits. What do you think is responsible?
To be sincere to one another, this is
the
main reason. Because each person come there, they don't have time for the other person. So the other person to go there,
that paying their thing. So that eye for eye, do your own.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Keep following us. Thank you so much. Yeah, the man said that eye for eye. Well, folks, 22 minutes down 11. We still have time. And let's see whether we can take this one. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good morning. Your life, your name, and where you join us from?
Good morning. I'm calling from Kokuma Avenue to be precise.
Okay, let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, the issues of the former vice president is disheartening to hear such issues from this government because Honorable Boakai benefited immensely from the President George Mann and William regime that we know of because you were also asked to even show us some people, some member of his party to be appointed, and even his son left in position until 3 months before the election, before he resigned. So I think it was a complete disservice to the honorable former vice president for the issue of car. Not that the issue of car, she don't have car, but to get rid of her, take every other car for her. We cannot live like they do like Liberia. I think it is ugly, despite everyone of us supporting responsible for that. Every other benefit that will be given to ex-president or power officials should be given to them. But Vice President crying like this, former Vice President crying like this, you're not sounding well to the Honorable President, Honorable Kishalima Fakai. It is very, very, very ugly for such a government to be that way.
Okay.
Because it benefits us immensely. So we shouldn't be paid that because if we be paid that, the Honorable do it, we will be setting. Soon they get there. They mean everybody that was in government, they will make sure they get rid of you. They don't respect for rule of law. They will come back again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh yeah. What do you make of the former vice president's statement alleging that she's yet to receive benefits since the Black Icons administration? What do you make of that? Let's hear from you. Let's see whether we can still take a few calls on 077-959-959, 080-9827-19. Let's hear from you. This is the program, the Local Dailies, right on Kear Radio, FM 95.9. And I am your host, Princess Kamara. Let's hear from you this morning. And quickly, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. Your name and where you join us from?
This is Trapper Johnson. And I call from Broadview.
Okay, quickly.
Yeah, the topic on the conference, on the discussion has to do with the vice president crying for a vehicle that the government did not give us. Like many other speakers have said, as a man makes his bed, so shall he lie on it. The former vice president and the former standard bearer of the NPP is a lady who did not treat herself well. She had one Starfish Foundation where she amassed money in the name of the party, the NPP, and she was there only supporting family people, friends, and not even the entity that made her to call it NPP. If you recall, when they took over 2018, she was marginalized by President Weah. The same situation crying for today. Some group of her partisans was in studio defending her all around the place. But then, when people thought that she was just being marginalized, well, after she received all the benefits in return, after the guys that made all the cases for her, she can't marginalize all of them in her party. She took the party like a property. Not forgetting to realize that 6 years was just too short. Now that 6 years have come to an end. And she's crying why President Boakai or Vice President Kun didn't give her vehicle. I think that is immaterial for now. All that she amassed during the coalition regime, she have had opportunity to purchase vehicle and use those vehicle, but now you should not be going after government assets because you got your own assets during the project regime. There's a regime that used so many $1 million to campaign in this country and yet didn't win the election. Maybe the reason is some of the things go in Bon County. See our relationship in Bon County with our people. So you're talking about vehicle around here? She should be ashamed of herself by saying what she's saying there. I monitored her last night on Spoon trying to make this case, and there's no issue. These are things that you did to other people. What goes around comes around.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Your name and where you join us from? You come in low. Let me hear you. Hello? Yeah? Hello? I still have a few minutes. Let's see whether we can take our last call. Yeah, that lucky person right on the program of the Local Dailies. What do you make of the former vice president's statement alleging that she's yet to receive benefits since the Black Icons administration? Okay. So, folks, That's all. That's all we have right on the program. The local dailies right on Kear Radio. Thanks to all of you watching and following us on Kear Network FM 95.9. A budget people party. That caller made a very good point. Oh yeah. Do join me on tomorrow 10:30 to 11:30 for another edition of the program, the local daily, the program that highlights the back and front pages of the newspapers, including the editorial, equally talking points that affords you the opportunity to have a say. Until then, my name is Princess Kamara. Your presenter. Do join me tomorrow. It's bye-bye from my end.